again. Unoraptormon Uncensored, but sorta, because YouTube took down my last live stream. It is sleeting slash snowing. We've had a couple of big snow flurries, so I thought I'd go ahead and get some recording in. I enjoyed the wood. There we go. Get some beautiful looking dead plants. You guys get to watch this. Alrighty, so, apparently YouTube is racist, but that's no surprise to anyone, apparently. If your lived experiences go against YouTube community service guidelines, they will take down your video. That's the reason why, even though it has snowed this year, I did do a live stream, but YouTube took it down. So here we go again. Whew, it is hella cold. But it'll probably be snowing more later. Right now it's just sleeting. It's a mixture of rain, hail, and snow. Let's see. Last time I did this, I talked about my resolutions. I'm going back on keto. I did it last week, lost 5 pounds. My youngest sister is over because my parents caught the plague, despite doing everything they were supposed to. So their lived experiences will, if I say any more on the subject, YouTube will probably take this video down again. But just the plague is what I'll call it, because the algorithm won't pick it up if I call it the plague. Apparently, unless there's actually a person from YouTube watching this, which would be really surprising, given the fact that, you know, CNN says all the stuff that I said last time, and CNN is still on YouTube. But so by now, if, for example, CNN, there's several other people, if they were actually held up to TOS, they would have been taken down by now. But they're not held to TOS, and I am. So, wondering if there's a lawsuit in there? Discrimination? Sound familiar? But anyway, moving right along. Can you tell I'm pissed? Anywho, so, yeah, my folks caught the plague despite doing everything they were supposed to, despite getting all of the medical procedures they were supposed to. We'll call it that. And YouTube's algorithm bot is probably going to pick up on the word medical procedure. So who knows, but hey. Said medical procedures, if someone sues, it'll probably overturn Roe v. Wade. So that's interesting. That's something to look forward to this year. And for those of you who don't already know, yes, I do get political on these relatively uncensored rants of mine. But anyway, so, yeah, my sister did not have the plague, so she's staying over here with me. My other sister, who, to quote her, gave my folks the plague, is over there taking care of my folks. She seems unfazed by it, but it seems she tested. Well, she doesn't have it at the moment, according to various things you're supposed to look at for the plague. But anyway, so there's that. Geez, getting ripped down for the first 4 minutes by CNN not getting ripped down for it. Yes, I'm going to harp on that until YouTube actually enforces their TOS equally, correctly, on everyone. So, hilariously, I'm very heated about that, saying as I await more snow, because right now it's still raining. It's just raining. It's raining. Let's point you guys toward the rose bush. Well, you can kind of see the... Yeah, you can see the rose bushes right behind the red thing. That's the top of the bird feeder. I need to clean it out again. But hey, I could partially use that with the rain. Or do that with the rain. But anyway. I'm not really going to rehash over much other than that's the only update I have. I got the plague last year. Obviously I lived. And same thing with my folks, just by doing everything we were supposed to. We caught it. So, well, I guess we'll leave that one at. I'm probably going to get taken down because YouTube's, if your lived experiences don't agree with YouTube's rules that they don't actually enforce on, you know, people who can sue their ass. Because the people who can sue their ass have a shit ton of money, like CNN. Hi, Snow? Okay, apparently I'm getting a little too hot under the collar. Needed to snow to cool things off. Holy crap, can you guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see that. You can see the giant chunks flying down from the sky. Alright, I'll calm down. I get you. Doesn't look like it's sticking yet. Does not appear to be sticking yet, so we'll see. But anyway, so the reason this is called Unoraptormon Uncensored Sorta is because I do have to censor myself because, again, if your lived experiences don't agree with YouTube's policies, you can't actually talk about them like I did during my last Uncensored video, which YouTube did take down. They deleted from my channel 7 days after they took it down. Which probably means it's still on the system. I still have that freaking community guideline strike. Everything, if my video is still up, everything that would, you know, be a punishment is still on. And it shouldn't be if my video is removed. But, you know, rules for thee but not for me. Or in my case, rules for me and not for thee. But fine. Actually, no, it's not fine at freaking all. It's the flurry stopped again. It's still raining. Just for a bit, we had those giant chunks of snow. But anyway, the person currently in charge of the in charge with giant air quotes is technically Biden. Pedophile rapist Biden. Confirmed. Jeffrey Epstein's partner, wife, I don't know. So this might be another reason the video gets taken down, because I talked about that last time. She got convicted. Guilty on 5 of 6 charges. Yeah, and they sealed up all the records. That shit should be public, but because it hit too many of the people that have a shit ton of money, they closed it up. So it's facts. You can Google it, research it, Bing it, DuckDuckGo it. You can search it on the web, and it will be reported. Why is this not, headline news? Because it was done during the period of time in which the news, no one pays attention to the news. So they got it done quick and quietly. So it was the easiest way to cover it up. Unfortunate for them, social media exists. So yeah. So it can be brought back up. Let's see. Twitter is a giant toxic cesspool as always. But I've been finding some really neat fan art over there. It would be nice if I could get rid of the trending page, because that is a massive detriment to anyone's mental health that deals with that crap. The trending page is absolutely terrible, and you can't turn it off unless you use, like, a bunch of extensions. So that's, like, really annoying. So I'm using other people. I'm like, hey, I like this kind of fan art, and you said it's down here. Unfortunately, I can't go onto Twitter because I want to keep myself sane. And my therapist said it would be better if I stayed off Twitter. I fully agree with her. Yes, I got a therapist last year. Oop, it's snowing. Am I getting too heated, or am I on the right track this time? I can't tell. But, you guys see the giant clods coming from the sky? You can see them if they go in front of the camera, it looks like. But it's very... It may not be enough. Let's see. Let's turn you guys this way. See if you guys can see more of the snow that's falling. Again, it's mixed in with rain, so it's called sleet. But I got a therapist. Surprise, surprise. Been working through her and a psychologist, you know, the one that has the actual medical degree. And kind of confirmed that I have PTSD. And the reason I reveal this is not because, oh, look at me, I got depression point. No, that's not it. The reason is just like, okay, hey guys, I found out what was wrong. Here's what is wrong. This might bring to light some of my reactions. Like, to explain why the heck I respond a certain way. That's the only reason I bring it up. Because, like, hey, I found out something new. Weirdly enough, it was about myself. So last year's year of care was rough. It was very rough. I got pregnant in August. Late July, early August. And I had a miscarriage in September. Doc said I was about 7 or 8 weeks pregnant at that time. And I'd gotten here's the deal. I told my husband whenever I got pregnant, that's when I would start seeing a therapist. And I got pregnant, so I started seeing a therapist. And I guess it was a good thing I saw the therapist. Had 2 meetings with her. Oof. I think it was 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2. Because we have one every month. Because thankfully we could afford that. And I just, wanted to get things... Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a terrible subject, I know. It's weird. The snow... In a weird... Uh-oh. Oh, hi. Hi, snow. It is... Wow, that is a lot of snow. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see that. Holy crap. Okay, the camera can't catch as much snow as I am seeing, but, like, you guys can see this when you can barely see the rain. It's coming down. I like that. It's very brief, apparently, but sticking this in between my little wood slats here. This has turned out to be a very good phone hold. Maybe I'll turn it into something more official later. I don't know. I don't know how well you guys can even hear me. But... between... No, I'd only seen her once at that point. They just kind of get things established. And the next time I saw her, I'm like, this lady's about to earn every cent that we pay her. And are going to pay her. Because... yeah. It's a good thing we have the therapist, because I had a lot to work through with miscarriage. I thought I knew what emotionally dead was before. Now I do. I definitely know what it is now. And it's four full days of not feeling anything. I couldn't even feel the love my husband offered to me during that time. And I talked about this during the last live stream as well. I talked about this, and YouTube struck down the video because I talked about the plague. And just denied my lived experiences. And they claim that they care about that kind of thing, but they don't. And that's probably one of the other reasons why I'm so pissed off at it, because of all of the subjects I covered during that last Unoraptormon Uncensored. I may upload it to another video platform. It's probably not going to be BitChute, though, because BitChute takes for fucking ever, for one. 2, more often than not, my videos get eaten, and it's like 20 hours of progress waiting for that thing to upload, and it never uploads. So I'm going to find a new video platform, maybe Rumble. I hear Rumble, and I think it was Dailymotion is another one I've heard. But I might do Rumble. I don't know. I need to do more research, but I'll upload it to a site that actually gives a damn about people, that actually cares about free speech, that cares about people's lived experiences, because I technically count as a person of color. I count as a POC. Which that was another thing I covered, is the fact that person of color, POC, awful close to the disease pox, isn't it? Yeah, guess which side of the political aisle came up with that one. Here's a hint. Their color is blue. Their cold, heartless, terrible evilness. They're the same size that would have told me that the baby I lost was just a pile of cells. How can you fucking say that to a mom? How can you fucking say that? And I got very violent, verbally, in the last Unoraptormon Uncensored. I'm not going to here because everything is still kind of raw. But I'm more pissed. And I'm having to watch how I say things. I have to watch my word choice because YouTube doesn't like it when you talk about your lived experiences and that your lived experiences go against their rules. I will harp on that until that changes. Or until TOS is actually applied to their big names like CNN and all of their talk show hosts who are constantly spreading that medical misinformation they tagged me for, despite the fact that mine is real and what they're doing is spreading medical misinformation. But sorry, your lived experiences and how things actually went go against our TOS, even though the big names, like, what was it, Jimmy Fallon, Bill Maher, CNN, again, I'm going to harp on that one, because Fox News didn't do this. And you don't expect that to be a common defense, because I don't support Fox News. I don't anymore. I used to watch it a lot, but nowadays I get my stuff from independent media like Tim Pool. He actually checks his sources, and if he messes up, he will admit that he messed up and say, here's more information on the subject matter. CNN gets away with not fact-checking. They can't even be bothered to do a freaking Google search. And Fox News is messed up too. But CNN's worse than Fox News when it comes to lying about shit. And they doubled down on their lies recently too. But anyway, moving away. But yeah, the miscarriage messed me up more than anything. I was forgiving before of the whole pro-choice thing. Not anymore. Never again. Not after this. That was my baby. I lost my baby. And if I hear another fucker say, oh, it was just a pile of cells, what the fuck are you crying about? I don't know what I'm gonna do, you know? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty sure, though, it's not gonna be pleasant to anyone, myself included. And that's only because I'm going to have to live with it. I'm hurting. And people in my family don't admit that. It's my bloodline. My youngest sister, she's not like the rest of us, but that's a good thing. She recognizes, hey, this is bad behavior, or hey, this is a good thing, don't demonize it. Admitting you're hurt, admitting you need help are good things. What's not good about those, as I reflect on that, is staying there. Forever being a victim to your trauma and making the world responsible for you. That's wrong. You have to stop being the victim or you will never heal. And it's difficult. I recognize that it's difficult because that's something I have to do. I've had 2 terrible things happen to me, and right now, today, I don't know which is worse. Tomorrow, I may think one or the other is worse. And it really does vary from day to day on what thing has the most bearing over my life. And it's the sexual assault in college, February 10th, 2013. Or the miscarriage, confirmed September 17th, 2021. I don't know which one is worse right now. Because I can't escape either. There are days when I think, oh, the sexual assault was worse. Right now, though, I think what was worse was the miscarriage. Because that's the biggest failure. But to quote, kind of paraphrase Picard from, I think it was Picard, from Star Trek. Sometimes you can do everything right, make no mistakes, and you still lose. And I struggle with that. I guess when I get kind of self-reflective like this, the miscarriage seems worse. No, the miscarriage is worse. Because when I logic things out like this, I remove the emotion attached to it. Because one was a betrayal, the other one, there was nothing anyone could do. No mistake was made. We were careful. And I still lost my baby. It hurts. You can probably hear it. It hurts. Because there will be days where I forget. And the one that hits me hardest, yeah. But then again, it might just be because it's most recent. It might be because it is the most recent. But at the same time, I think it'll forever be the worst one now. And again, there are days where I will go back and forth, being like, oh no, this was definitely worse, or oh no, this one was worse. Whenever I get self-reflective, like whenever I do these uncensored little vlog things, provided they don't get taken down by a corporation that denies my lived experiences. Also, don't fool yourselves, YouTube don't give a fuck about you. Don't fool yourselves. They don't give a fuck about you. Unless you make them money, they don't give a fuck about you. Why do you think Logan Paul and Jake Paul are still on this platform? Probably not as relevant as they used to, especially after the whole Suicide Forest thing where they, videotaped a dead man's body, a real dead man's body, and they're still on the fucking platform. That's also something I'm not gonna stop harping on, because they got away with it. They got away with it. They were featured in YouTube's Rewind. I think that year. Which I think that was also the one that didn't have a lot of YouTube stuff. It was mostly Twitch stuff like Ninja and Fortnite. But anyway, moving on. Um, the year of care, considering everything that happened, was okay. I accomplished 5 out of 9 of my New Year's resolutions, the ambitious versions of those. Apparently, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I am very much the go hard, go home type. Because I did any of the ones that weren't ambitious, I didn't hit. Like, if they had an ambitious goal and I didn't hit the ambitious goal, I didn't hit the base one either. But hey, 5 out of 9. Not bad. Not bad. And throughout the entire year, I was able to hit them. Not bad, considering most people can't keep one. So I did good with that. I almost completed 1,000 things last year. I kept up with the completion log from the year of completion. If anyone is ever struggling with, I don't ever get anything done, start a completion log. Every month, write down what you finish. Even if it's finish reading this book, finish reading this manga, finish writing this chapter. Get to or finish your training to lift 50 pounds. Finish your workout for the day, even. Small stuff. If you finish it, heck, put down a category of finished cooking food. Especially if you want to like watch your weight or change how you eat. How many meals do you cook at home? Because that'll also save you money, by the way. Cooking at home. Depending on what you cook, mind you. But cooking things like soup that can last you a week, that's actually really good use of money. And you don't eat out. And you know everything that's in your food. Most of the time. Especially if you make things from scratch. Like you put in the chicken broth. You can see the ingredients for the chicken broth. You put in the chicken. It's chicken. You can add the spices, or you can have no spices, you bland maniac. But if you haven't started a completion goal, or if you struggle with, I don't do anything, start a completion log. Get notebook paper if you have to. If you don't have any like spiral bound notebooks they probably have gone up, but like they're $1 at the Dollar Tree or at the Dollar General. Get them cheap. Get yourself a notebook. And either at the end of the day or right after you finish something. If you finish something, if you complete something, write it down. Even if it was a monumental failure, you got to the end of it. Write it down. You can make a note. It's like, oh, this failed. Like, say you did a recipe. And you're like, crap, this turned out terrible. But at least I tried, and I saw it through. Believe me when I say that will help change your mental state. And it's snowing again. Again, I don't know if you can see the clumps falling down, but here's hoping. But, yeah. That was your care. And I think I'm going to keep that completion log. I'm already. I have kept the completion log up for this year, 2022. And I have already completed 30 things, and it's only the 16th of this month, and I have taken breaks. Keeping in mind, I have been forced to take breaks because I was stressed out so bad, it caused my right arm to stop functioning. Stress can do weird shit. I have learned. Stress can do really weird shit. So I had to completely immobilize my right arm for an entire day. Couldn't move it. Couldn't even use it practically for the bathroom. It was that bad. But it caused me to take a fucking break. The next day I could use it fine. Because I took an entire day to actually relax. I watched all of Arcane on that day. So I'm like, there's nothing I can do. And my husband's like, you can watch anime. I'm like, well, I can't get anything else done. He's like, well, you're getting one thing done. And I'm like, fine. And I think I wrote it down. If I didn't write it down, I need to go and write it down. That I finished Arcane. Binged the whole thing in a day. Can you do that every day? Obviously not. You need to get shit done. But I have learned this lesson already in these first 16 months of this new, 16 months, 16 days, good lord. This month, I think is what I was going with. Ooh, we got softball and snow now. Oh my, she's gonna hate this because she's gotta go back to college. She's not gonna have any help. She had a surgery recently, is now struggling to walk. But I think that's all I can say on the subject. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna get knocked upside the noggin. But where was I going about? That'd be great if I could find my train of thought again. I need to go back on keto. I've eaten carbs these past 2 days, today and yesterday, because my sister was here, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go off keto. We'll eat with her. Most of the places she likes is nice. I think I'm being locked out. That's the signal that I need to finish up. Because I've been out here for 30 minutes. But carve out some time before your body makes you carve out time to take a break. Breaks are not bad, but don't be on a constant break. Take a day to watch some cartoons if you have to. Carve out that time before your body makes you. And the snow is really starting to fall now. Yeah, you guys can see some of it. Some of it is sticking, some of it is not, but I think that's because it's not the ground, it's... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That piece didn't melt. Those pieces aren't melting. Oh, my sister's gonna be pissed. Anyway, I think that was a signal to wrap things up, because I'm also starting to freeze. I'm wearing flip-flops, mind you, I'm also wearing socks, but I'm wearing flip-flops and a short sleeve shirt. I'm insane. At least in terms of that. But they're warm fuzzy socks, so it's not as terrible. But anyway, it's about 33, 30, we'll definitely stop at 35, how about that? But just to wrap things up, this year I'm calling my year of choice. I have to make decisions, because that's one thing I know I've been bad at, is making decisions on my own. I am so used to being told what to do and when to do it, which is a big issue with a lot of people who are in my age bracket. They're called millennials, for anyone that doesn't know. My age bracket is millennials. And we all have a lot of issues with... Thank you, dear. Oh, that wasn't a signal for come inside. That was a signal for hi, I see you, and now I'm giving you a coat. Because it's very clear you're freezing. Well, I'll use it to warm up anyway. But, this year's my year of choice because I need help. A lot of millennials have the problem, or have the problem, not had as in past tense, have as in present tense. The problem of they need to be told what to do. They have very little initiative. Because in school we were spoon-fed information. We didn't have to go search for it. Unless when we were in the advanced classes. And guess what? The advanced classes were only for the advanced kids. They weren't for everyone. So this year is the year, I think, for myself in terms of making decisions. One of the decisions I have made that I have only missed 2 days so far. Hi there, Blue Jay. Ornery Blue Jay is back. How you doing, you little asshole? He's such a terrible bully, but he's also a welcome presence. It's so weird. But this year, like I said, a year of choice. One of my choices that I have written down, because doing theme years I seem to do better at keeping my resolutions. So I recommend that to others as well. I thank CPG Grey for this idea. Because the theme year, this is the third theme year in a row. First was completion, then care, now it's choice. I feel like I'm missing one. I probably am. It's probably 2018. It's 2019, 2020, 2021, 2020. Yeah, I am missing one because it's 2019. Perfect Earth. I don't even remember what 2019 was. But I know it was completion because 2020, I completed my degree. 2021 was care. I needed to take care of myself so I could get pregnant. I did get pregnant, but something went wrong. And the doc said there was nothing I could have done. Cherokee just didn't grow. Which, ironic, given the source of the name. At least my source. But Jericho was named after the miscarriage because I couldn't give the baby any of the other names that we come up with. In a way, I didn't want them taken, if that makes sense. I'm at 37 minutes. I thought I was going to call off at 35. Joke's on me. But one of the choices is taking the best prenatal vitamin I can find so I can get up my folic acid and I make sure I keep it up. I am going to get pregnant again this year. I am going to have a baby. Even if I don't have the baby this year, I am going to have a baby. I have made that decision. It will be difficult, I feel. But I've also made the choice to go on a diet so I can lose weight. If I lose weight, I'm more likely to get pregnant. And I don't want to hear a single one of you blowhards that shrieks about fat shaming like it's not a part of your biology. It has biological factors to it. It's a comorbidity. Those are medical terms. I'm following the science. It doesn't help that I am a scientist. That's fucking hilarious. I worked in drug and discovery when I was going through my first degree, and I got dinged for medical misinformation on that last Uncensored video. That's fucking hilarious. It really is. My lived experiences are being denied, and so is my experience as a scientist that worked in drug research. Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it? But anyway, this year's choice. I've written down the decisions I need to make this year. And I am determined to make a choice on all of them. Hopefully, you guys learned something from this. Unless YouTube decides to take this down because they're denying the lived experiences of a Cherokee. A person of color, as they like to call us. Native American, if you want a bigger umbrella term. Just in case you don't know what a Cherokee is. But anyway. So, you know what would be funny? Is if I got Project Veritas in on this. That would be funny. Because they have the money to sue YouTube. And Google. Actually, I can get in contact with him. Maybe I should. If this video gets taken down, maybe I will. But anyway, I've rambled on for about 40 minutes. Originally, I was only going to do like 20. So, lo and behold. But with that said, this is my year of choice. I got a bunch of decisions I need to make, and hopefully I get through all of them. But the biggest one is going to be I have to choose the best medical care that I can. And that starts, for me, with prenatal. I need more folic acid in my system. Because the more folic acid you have, the easier it is to get pregnant. And the easier it is to stay pregnant. That's the goal right now. Once I get there, once I get pregnant again, it is going to be to find the best medical care to stay pregnant. And another one of those steps is going to be to lose weight. I was doing keto. I did keto for a week and lost 5 pounds. Actually, I was doing it for 5 days. I started it on the 11th, I think. Like solidly on the 11th. And stopped on the 15th. And I had lost, actually it was 5.2 pounds. In the span of a week. Less than a week. That's a pound a day. I know it's mostly water weight. And if I had kept going with keto, I probably would have dropped 10 pounds just this month. So, I'm going to give it a few days, kind of let things mellow out, and then get back to keto. Because if I lose weight, I'm more likely to get pregnant. I'm more likely to stay pregnant as well if I lose weight. So, huge goal there. And the more weight I lose, the more likely my husband can carry me around the house, which would be really, really fun. And really, really adorable. And I really, really want that. So that's another reason for me to lose weight. Now I'm mentioning like the ankle, the knee, and that stuff. Just those two big things. So with that said, I have been on this insanity for almost 43 minutes. We'll see if this video gets taken down again, if I get another strike. We'll see. Yes, I'm salty about it, but for good reason, because the TOS is not being applied to everyone. It is only being applied to those that YouTube thinks can't sue them for discrimination. Which actually, that is a law they would be breaking. It would be discrimination. Because they don't hit everyone equally. But with that said, hopefully I will see you guys on the next Unoraptormon Uncensored or on Halo Infinite, whichever one comes out first. Depends on when it snows again. Alrighty, everyone. Hopefully, I will see you guys again in the future if I don't get a strike. Remember, YouTube, the world will know. And there's nothing you can do to stop this if you screw me over too many times. Because you know Veritas just needs these videos, and I've already recorded them separately. Or I can record them separately. I recorded the first one. Mainly because this phone doesn't store it. But with that said, don't fuck me over again. Because every nice person has a breaking point. And you don't want to hit that. Good night, everybody. I hope you guys stay safe, be careful, make good decisions. And I will see you guys over on my other channel. But you guys should be able to find me if you just look me up on Google or on DuckDuckGo. Heck, you can probably find me on Bing, too. Alrighty. Sweet dreams to all you subscribers and followers out there. YouTube, I hope you have plenty of nightmares in the future. Because this discrimination's better stop soon. Or you're going to get sued. And it probably isn't just going to be me that does it. Because there's a lot of us you've screwed over. Because you've discriminated against us. Because our lived experiences don't match up with your rules. So with that said, ta-ta.